Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video of Just Another Guy Nearnet. And in today's video we are going to be reviewing the SS Kroonland made by CreeperCraftCity. And yeah, so this is the first ever ship of the Red Star line that we will be reviewing. But before we get on with the actual review, I just want to thank you guys for the support on the series so far. This is, or will be, the 25th video in the series. And yeah, so I just want to thank everyone that's shown their support so far, and I do hope for more support in the future. And I hope you guys will continue to watch and support the series. So we have the Kroonland here, sister ship of the Finland, and the ship was in service from 1902 to 1927. Just a couple years after the Red Star line was acquired by the IMMC. And yeah, that's all I really know about this ship. I do not know a whole lot about its actual history. I do know a little bit about its actual design, and that's kind of the purpose of this series. But yeah, it is a very nice looking ship here, I must say. As you see, I do have the I am in 1.16.5 again. So I've been having lag again playing in 1.14.4. And if you're wondering why I do play it sometimes on the old version, well, because with the old version, it allows you to have your render distance up quite a bit. With the newest version, 1.16.5, the render distance is only limited to 32. And while that does work for smaller maps like this one here, for larger maps, you won't be able to see everything all at once, which I, for some reason, really like. So, I mean, this system so far seems to be working fine. I'm just going to be using 1.16.5 for smaller maps. But, if it's a bigger map, I will try to use the older version, but sometimes I do have quite a bit of lag with that, so. But anyways, yeah, enough about that. Let's get on with the actual ship here. And yeah, so of course we got the bridge here. Very nice here. Of course you got your Morse lamps, telegraphs. And yeah, so you got the wheelhouse here with the compass right on top of the roof here. And not much is going on here. You just got the helm and some of the controls for the watertight doors. So it's a pretty unremarkable ship, but it's still very nice. And yeah, so you got the skylight over the forward first class staircase. So yeah, a lot of detail here, as you can see. Of course, you got the vents here for the boiler uptakes. And you got some vents here. These look like oil drum vents, very similar to what you see on the Lusitania. And yeah, so down here in the boat deck, you got a lot of deck space here. Of course, this is reserved for the actual lifeboats. In this forward section, you do have the officers' quarters here. Crew only. And yeah, so you got the captain's private bath here, complete with a water closet and wash basin. And here's the actual captain. So this right here is the actual sitting room here. Very nice. And right here is the adjoining captain's bedroom here. And yeah, so let's see. I got the first officer, and all these are pretty much going to be the same here. So yeah, second officer here, pantry for the officer's mess here, and also a little storage area. And yeah, fourth and fifth officer here in one room. And you also do have some baths and water closets. And yeah, so you got stairs leading back up to the bridge here, and you do also have a second set of stairs leading down to the Promenade Deck. We'll be getting to that very shortly. You got the expansion joint, skylight over the first class dining saloon, and you also kind of got like this raised platform here. I'm not really sure what its purpose is, but you do see it on the one side here. So yeah, a lot of details here, various equipment and machinery here. And you got these two deck houses here that contain the fireman's entrance here, which has a ladder leading down to the boiler room. And this right here is kind of like a storage room, I think. And it's pretty much the same on the other side here, yeah. So yeah, more skylights here, as you can see. And right over here is the actual engine hatch here. Well, there's actually two of them, which you do see on a lot of other ships here, where they have the two separate engine hatches. Skylight over the first class smoke room. And yeah, a lot of detail, as you can see. And also the actual boats here. A lot of rigging, as you can see. Mast, yeah. And you do also have a skylight over here. And this one is over the second class, some of the second class spaces here. More deck machinery here. And over here is the second class deck house. And up here are just some lifeboats. Skylight over the smoke room. And just some other equipment here. And all the way at the stern is a platform for more lifeboats. And yeah, so up next is the Promenade Deck. So we're going to start the forecastle here. And yeah, so of course, you got a lot of stuff going on over here. You got the breakwater, various machinery here. Yeah, some anchor chains. And yeah, I got a very nice view here of the forward section here. Got the nameplate. And you also do have the actual cargo hatch here. Got the foremast with the lookout's nest here. And yeah, okay, so... And yeah, so this right here would be pretty much first class deck space, I would assume, since this right here is the first class promenade. And yeah, so you got the stairs that lead back up to the boat deck. First class passengers would only be allowed up here in an emergency to board the actual boats. So there would probably be like a gate here. And yeah, so you got the vents passing right through here, so that's why you kind of have these jut out areas here. And first class entrance. So very nice here. Very accurate as well. It's very easy to find color illustrations of the interior of the ship and the sister ship, the Finland, like I mentioned. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get this right. And of course, he's also following deck plans as well. So this is all very accurate here. And this flooring right here, you're going to see a lot throughout the ship, so be ready for that. And yeah, so of course you got the main staircase here, complete with a skylight right above. And yeah, clock, seating here. And there's no sign here, but this right here is the actual first class library. Looks very good. Actually, the watermelons here are actually very accurate to the actual illustrations. It almost looks the same. Very interesting here how the watermelons are very close to the actual interior here. And yeah, so you got a piano, of course, bookcase, plenty of seating here. All very, very accurate here. So yeah, got the main staircase again, and right over here are cabins. And all of these are going to be pretty much the same. So, and you can see you got a bunch of adjoining cabins here. And a lot of these pretty much hold up to 2 people. So yeah, nothing too crazy here, as you can see. Although these ones right here have the shared baths here, with a window looking into the actual vent here. Very interesting. And right over here is that actual dome over the dining saloon. And of course you got the communal washrooms here. Very typical of the time. And more shared baths. And got the cloakroom for hanging up coats and hats. And on the other side is pretty much the same here. Now back here is the actual staircase. Well, there's 2 staircases here. So, and of course you do have an entrance leading out onto the promenade here. And yeah, and down this hallway leads to the smoke room. But you do have the barber shop here for first class. And the pantry, gentleman's lavatory, and bar. Of course, gentleman's lavatory and bar for the smoke room here. And right over here is the first class smoke room. This also turned out very, very good. It's got a big skylight right above it that actually almost takes up the entire room here. It reminds me of Mauritania and Lusitania, especially with the colored stained glass here. So yeah, very accurate again to the illustrations I've seen. And of course you got the vents running through the room as well. So yeah, smoke room looks very nice. And back here is actually the end of first class on this deck. This right here is the boundary for first and second class. And yeah, so a lot of detail here. And this is now second class. And you do have 2 separate deck houses here. This one right here is underneath the part of the boat deck here. Kind of the main section. And you got some cargo hatches here. And some skylights. So yeah, second class entrance. So you got kind of this entrance area here with a staircase leading down to the upper deck. And you also do have the skylight right above the staircase. So, not bad, but, first class is definitely the way to go. But second class isn't, bad or anything. And you also do have the sofa here, which is the incorrect color. It's actually kind of like this blue or green that I've seen. But this ship was built a while ago, so I'm guessing that the material wasn't available that resembled the actual color. So, and really all that's up here is the ladies' room. And this also looks really good as well to the actual room I've seen. It's a pretty small room, but it is very nice here. And of course, also accurate. And then in this deck house here, let's see, where's the door? Yeah, it's back here. And all that's in here is the second class smoke room and bar. So, again, this flooring, you see quite a bit of it. And you do have a skylight here and some stairs here. So you don't have to go outside to access this room. And yeah, so let's see, you got the roof of this deck house here, which is for third class. And you do have these walkways here. And back here on the poop deck is pretty much third class. And you do have the flag here, lifeboats that we've seen before, some skylights here, And there's not really much going on up here. So with that, we can head on over to the upper deck, which we're going to start underneath the forecastle here. So yeah, you got stairs leading up to the actual forecastle here. And over here is third class / crew, which you see on a lot of ships at the time. So yeah, you got the actual crew spaces here, deck store, keepers, hospital here. I'm guessing crew hospital. And again, pretty basic here, nothing too crazy. And so you got some ladders, and yeah. So yeah, small little cargo hatch here. Got some vents here. And alright, so yeah, just more crew spaces. And you also do have a third class entrance here. Of course, there's no actual accommodation up here. It's just staircases and lavatories. And you got a lot of open deck space here. Got some cargo hatches, more vents, and some benches. And the superstructure on the ship is very interesting, as you can see. So yeah, staircases leading up to the Promenade Deck. Of course, this would be pretty much for crew. Third class will only be allowed to use these stairs, again, in an emergency. And you got more third class entrances. Pretty tiny here, pretty cramped. Yeah, more staircases and lavatories. And let's go through the emergency exit, and we're back in first class. So we got more cabins here. Again, pretty much the same style here. Yeah, kind of got the green flooring, although in real life it was kind of more of a darker green. Very close to kind of like a blue almost. And yeah, so you got just more accommodation here. Again, very basic here. And we're back in the main staircase here. And the paneling here is different than what you see on the Promenade Deck. But the flooring is still the same here. And yeah, so more cabins. You have a separate staircase going down to some accommodation on the Saloon Deck. And right over here is a ping pong table. And according to one of the illustrations I've seen, there actually was a ping pong table in this location, which I find interesting. So, and right next to it is the chief steward and the purser. And the purser sleeps in the very same place that he works. So, and of course you do have the cargo hatch here. Again, with the windows looking into the actual cargo hatches there. And you do have the main staircase going down to the dining saloon. And I think that's really it for this area here. Yeah, second steward here. And back here is just accommodation. So there's a lot of accommodation on the upper deck here for first and second class. Shower. Alright, so you got a shower. Got the dome, again, over the dining saloon. And more cabins, again. A lot of these are just the same thing. Linen closet. And you do have these staircases here that we saw earlier. So they come down here. Of course, you got the actual uptake here. And got kind of like a crew staircase here. More lavatories, more cabins. And yeah, so, and this leads into second class, which I think we should actually go into now. Yeah, we're pretty much done with this area. So yeah, and back here is second class now. And of course you got your typical second class cabins. Very basic. And yes, of course, you do have the actual engine casing and a little bit of engineer accommodation here. Stewardesses, lavatories. Of course, you do have the mast running through this area. And just more cabins, really. Like I said, there's a lot of accommodation down here. And this staircase leads back up to the entrance here. And more cabins, yeah. And it also does go directly down into the dining saloon as well. Like we saw with first class, where the main staircase leads directly into the saloon. And yeah, some more baths here. And let's see. And this staircase, yeah, is the one that leads back up to the smoke room. And let's see. So, and this is third class. Yeah. So yeah, you got third class deck space here. So yeah, I got the entrance like we've seen before. Got some baths and a lot of lavatories up here, as you can see. And leading down to the actual accommodation, we'll get to that later. So yeah, cargo hatches here with a pretty interesting arrangement. So yeah, here is second class up here, and then down here is third class. You do have the third class bar. And yeah, so more entrances, more staircases, more lavatories. Got another cargo hatch, more deck machinery, stairs leading back up to the poop deck here. And back here is pretty much just crew spaces. Although you do have the general room here, but that's all you'll really find for third class. Pretty nice room here. You got a skylight and a piano, so not bad. But then the rest is crew here, as you can see. And you also do have the steering engine, of course. And yeah, some more crew spaces. Yeah, stewards. And up next is the saloon deck. And I think, well, yeah, let's go through the actual staircase here. So yeah, again, the main staircase leads directly down to the saloon. And this looks very good. It's very accurate. The actual, like, shade of the wood is correct. Wow. Very accurate here. And of course, you do also have the skylight here and kind of the little dome here. So, this turned out very nice. And of course, there are many references to go off of, many photos. So it's, you know, not too difficult to get this right. And of course, you would use deck plans to get the actual seating correct. And yeah, piano. And yeah, plenty of seating here. And forward are some more cabins here for first class, of course. And you got the separate staircase here. So if your cabin is down there, you don't have to go down through the dining saloon to go to it. You can just use these stairs here. So yeah, more accommodation here. Again, all the same style pretty much. And then here at the bow, you have third class here. Very basic, as you can see. So you got the dining areas here. And then very basic third class rooms here. And of course, there are staircases here that lead back up to the upper deck here. And most of these are pretty much the same here. as you'll see here on these two decks. And yeah, the anchor chains run through this area, so I imagine that would be quite loud when the ship drops anchor. And yeah, so third class here, first class, we've already explored this. And then back here is the pantry and galley. Very interesting flooring here, but I think it's accurate because I remember seeing an illustration of the actual galley here. So, and was this staircase the one that, yeah, that led it back up there. So yeah, galley area, and you do have some more engineer accommodation here with a gangway. That's interesting. And the engine hatch. So yeah, deck, engineer, and storekeeper. Got some water closets. And some baths. And stairs. And over here is the second class dining saloon. With a very interesting style here. But it does look pretty nice. And of course, the main staircase also comes down directly into this room. To the very bottom, as you can see, the staircase doesn't go down any further. And back here is the actual second class pantry. And also the galley here, which is shared for first and second class. And then back here in the stern, you have third class. Very much the same as what we saw in the forward section. Again, very basic here, as you can see. And the range pretty much the same. And you also do have some crew at the very back here. And yeah, so that just leaves us one more deck. And yeah, so you got these doors here, and this is for the actual coal here. And let's see, so how should we do this? Boiler room number 2. So yeah, you got cargo holds here. So, and yeah, we already checked out those third class spaces there. So yeah, you got some coal bunkers here for all the different boiler rooms. You got some crew here as well, since first and second class areas are not down here. So it's pretty much just crew at this point. So yeah, firemen here. Of course, these are all very basic here. Of course, you do have the watertight doors and bulkheads. General stores here, so just any type of storage pretty much. Electricians. Groceries, so yeah, you also got some food storage areas as well. Yeah, ice. Milk, cargo space with the cargo hatches. And this is third class. So yeah, just kind of flying through that. It's very repetitive. And then down close to the very bottom of the ship here on the Orlop deck, it's pretty much just cargo holds and boiler rooms and engines. Ooh, spooky. And wow, someone's transporting a bunch of pianos here. And of course you got the cargo hatches. And the boiler rooms here. And yeah, very interesting arrangement here with the boilers. Coal bunkers. And yeah, the actual boiler rooms are not connected. And you got the engines here. Green, which is interesting. Yeah, catwalks here, turbo generators, and more cargo holds. So, yeah. Very interesting arrangement here with the actual propeller shafts. And yeah, so we got twin screws as well. And yeah, guys, so there's the Kroonland. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Very nice build, very accurate. This is a very well built ship. If you want a very good representation of the Kroonland, and slash her sister, the Finland, which are pretty much the same ships to my knowledge. Yeah, this is definitely a good map to explore. And I do know that CreeperCraft did build some other Red Star Line ships like the Belgenland, so I will definitely be exploring those as well. The Red Star Line is also very underappreciated in my opinion, so it will be nice to check out some more of their ships. And yeah, guys, so again, I hope you enjoyed that review there. And I will see you in the next one. So, bye for now.